Alright. Some Joker stars action here. So, I mean, hopefully in this video, we're going to focus on just some basics. Playing in position, mainly. And re-raising pre-flop, and also thinking about our opponents, thinking about their value betting ranges. And it looks like here we probably have 5 grinders or something. So most of these guys, they play kind of robotic, so I don't expect them to do too much crazy stuff. Maybe they do crazy things. We will find out. Well, I don't really play on this site. I really hate the graphics, the interface. I pretty much dislike almost everything about this site, especially the note-taking system. And it actually looks like we have 2 bad players. This guy limps under the gun, this guy min raises. So my read of 5 grinders is wrong. Looks like 2 of them are not. And that avatar that I picked out, I just found a picture of a random woman. So hopefully people think that's really me. So if I ever decide to play on this site, I'd sit down at a table, somebody would see a picture of that, assuming like I'm some 55-year-old woman, and they'd probably want to play me. So I'm gonna raise here. Another thing I hate is the slider on Poker Stars. Maybe you can edit it or something like you can on Full Tilt. I don't use any special hotkeys or anything. So I mean, the reason I raised there is just kind of like because I'll be outplaying this guy in position, so I'm just raising. This he's an awful player. I have 2 overs and a jack, so I'm gonna raise, isolate here, get it in, and I think I have a lot of fold equity. So I mean, there's definitely times where I play my draws fast and where I play them passively. That's a spot when somebody donk leads. Usually I put him on not a great hand, so I'm definitely gonna be playing more aggressive there. And this guy, he's like playing every single pot, so he's a really bad player. And I have like the best seat here, so I'm trying to play a lot of pots with him. 125, that's kind of cheap because I feel like I can honestly get 100 blinds from him when I connect. Especially because last hand I raised. But I'm not going to be trying to bluff him with total garbage like 10-9. Normally I'd either repop or call here, but I'm just gonna fold Jack 3 there. I'm afraid because I'm shooting a video, I might do something stupid that I normally wouldn't. So, I mean, this guy's really loose. I'm going to be getting it in pre-flop easily versus him with a lot of stuff. And I'm also going to be 3-betting him, like, a lot. Obviously, with King 8 here, I'd 3-bet him. And I expect some limp re-raises from him if he sees that I'm also aggressive. So, I mean, this guy, he looks pretty solid. He cold 4-bet us the first hand. But then this guy like min raised a 3-bet. He flatted the 3-bet in position. And this guy, he limped under the gun, but he's like auto rebuying a full stack, and he's playing pretty tight other than that. So maybe he limped with the pocket pair. Like I've figured nowadays people don't even limp low pocket pairs, you just raise them. I don't think I've limped a pocket pair in like probably 1 or 2 years. I actually have limped pocket pairs now that I think of it. They're usually to balance. Sometimes when I play my normal stakes, I'll limp in early position with just a random hand. I really do that rarely, but I still do it. And so sometimes some sessions I do it kind of often. I don't know why. Just because I get bored or something. So obviously players, they'll be raising my limp. So to balance that, I'll limp raise, sometimes as a bluff, sometimes with a pocket pair. But in general, you don't really need to think about that type of stuff. Just in general, just raise your small pocket pairs, even if you're under the gun, because if you like raise everything else but you limp those types of hands, then it'll be really easy for people to see that you're limping small pocket pairs, and then I could just like raise with a lot of stuff, knowing that you have like pocket 3s or 5s or something, and like when the flop comes like ace, jack, 8 or something, it's really easy for me to win. And if you continue, then I can maybe put you on a set more so than I would normally. Plus, I mean, you're just playing a reactionary style. When you're raising, then you can take down the flop with a c-bet a lot of times. Whereas if you're limp calling, you're usually going to check fold. I'm not even going to bother to look at the hand history replayer because it's a piece of crap. I'll do it anyway. Let's see. Visualize. Oh, it's actually not that awful. It shows the showdown hands. But it's pretty lame going through all that action. I mean, you have to like click through everything if I recall correctly. I guess it's not too awful. I think it used to be worse. Maybe not. Anyway, I get the gist of the action. This guy flopped top pair. This guy had nothing. Maybe he threw out a bluff or something. So, with a loose player like this, I can't exactly be as crazy pre-flop. Because if I'm playing with like tight guys who are playing a bunch of tables, they're usually just gonna let people run over them. At least they'll let them do that for a while. Whereas a player like this, he's really not going to be folding that often. He's going to probably be bluffing more often. He's also going to be getting it in on the flop or pre-flop with like mediocre hands, so he can actually be bluffing me out in spots. So versus loose players, I try to play a lot of pots versus them, but I don't try to do crazy stuff versus them. Whereas versus tight players, I'm just trying to like pick up a lot of pots, small pots, repeatedly. And it looks like I wasn't really paying attention. He probably bluffed off. I'm gonna call here. It's like less than 10 blinds. He'll be shoving with any random cards. Well, I guess my assumption was wrong. He's gonna try to build his stack up. I'm not a big fan of a 3-betting from the small blind, especially under the gun raise. Here I could squeeze. I'm just gonna fold. When I squeeze there and he folds, he's gonna obviously see that I'm playing King Jack pretty loosely. And when he calls, I'm kind of in a sucky spot because I'm playing like a side pot. We have full stacks and there's barely anything in there. So a lot of times I might just check it down. So I'm in here is easy spot. I'm just gonna, less than 3x this. It's just isolating here. It's fine. Ace King. Here with no dynamics, I'm fine with just getting it heads up with this guy. It's not like Ace King is a huge hand. I'll take a 6. So, this guy is working his stack up. Well done for Dr. Joyd. It's tempting, but this guy has pretty low stack size. He's a type of player that'll shove a lot. He'll lead a lot. So, a lot of times I have to fold. I'll be isolating him more so with hands where I'll just I'm willing to call a shove from him, like ace high or pocket pairs. Well, if I had like pocket sevens, the question would be, would I rather call a shove with sevens on this type of board texture or queen X? Obviously, I'd take the queen X. But this is pretty bad board texture. There's a lot of flops like ace high where I'll gladly call with pocket sevens. I also don't like how I think the time bank, it like sets off automatically. But Poker Stars, it's a good site. I just like full tilt more. Here the question becomes conventional raise size or shove. I think I'll just shove. There, I don't think it really matters too much. Well, I saw that last hand, that guy, or a few hands ago, last orbit, he raised under the gun with ace 4. So now I'm actually I'm I'm gonna raise with Queen 10. And here I can do a few things. I can check raise, or I can just lead. I think just leading is better. I'll probably fire a couple streets. Obviously, I'm going to fire this one here. I could check raise. Unfortunately, I think if he had a draw, he would have raised. So it's like, I don't think he has a draw. That's obviously, when I'm check raising, it's like, oh man, this is a bad spot. I can't really bet 14 into here because I think he's gonna call. I'm just gonna check fold. I don't think he should bet, because it looks like I could have something like, oh geez, he really, I don't like how he played that. He's drawing pretty slim, but generally I feel like he should check that river with his entire range. And I'm surprised he called the flop, not the turn. Turn, I'm surprised he well, I'm surprised he did call the turn. He definitely should have shoved. So I mean, a common mistake people make is they think players are like really tight. I'm gonna go ahead and fold, actually. I don't know why. It has nothing to do with the fact that I lost that previous pot. Well, I guess I must not have auto reload on or something. Well, there's definitely a school on thought, definitely on a 2+2, that you should always have auto reload on. You should have as many chips on the table as possible. That's probably a wrong, because you only want to have as many chips as possible as if you're playing in a favorable situation. A lot of times I'm gonna go over. I've been messing with this guy a lot, and it's gonna get it in here. And I flop well. A lot of times, like, you're like you're just like playing at a table that maybe is somewhat difficult or something, and there it's fine to like just start off with the 100 blinds, and if you lose some pots, just don't rebuy. I noticed that a lot. People do that a lot in higher stakes, even the good players. So it's important to reevaluate like what type of game you're in. And well, logic would say, well, if the game's not good, then just don't play that. So if you're like switching tables a lot, then you should probably just have auto rebuy, because chances are you'll just be finding good games. But I mean, it's not a big deal either way, I think. Because if you're competent, your edge is going to be pretty small. And if you're a minus EV, that edge is going to be really small too, especially at these stakes. But I'm just saying, you don't want to just like do whatever people say on the forums. Me personally, I think I kind of play lower stakes than I am. Well, I play lower stakes that I could beat. But I feel that in order for me to play a certain stake, I need to beat it half as much. My win rate needs to be half of my previous stake. For instance, let's say I play NL100 and I beat it for 10 blinds, so I'm like a wizard. I'm gonna fold here. So I beat it for 10 blinds. I'm really, really good. I'm just saying, this isn't true. In order for me to play NL200, I would need to beat it for 5 blinds. But there's several other things that become factors. First of all, if you're beating NL200 for 5 blinds, you're going to experience much bigger swings. You're going to be winning the same amount, but the swings are going to be bigger. So that's a negative, but a positive is you're playing with better opponents, and you're probably going to be getting better. So you take those things into account. And I think at the stakes I play, I think I'm getting maximum value. Once I improve, I can move up. So at the stakes I play, I always auto reload, and I play well, now the rush tables came out. I play those a lot, but I'm talking more about regular games, because there you have game selection. You obviously have better reads. And I like to play deep stack games. So on Full Tilt we have deep stack tables with an ante. And those games, they actually play quite looser than conventional tables like this one. Because you have some players who are pretty tight. Each pot is significantly bigger than a regular table. The stacks are deeper. And these players are a bit more cautious. And then you have players who maybe play higher stakes or something, and they understand that you can just pick up a lot of easy pots. And after a while, these players, they start fighting with each other over these pots, and so it can get pretty crazy. So overall, we haven't really been. I said like we're gonna focus on try to exploit these tighter players. Really, the situation hasn't like presented itself. These guys fold a lot, and it's just mainly me and this guy playing. And that's good. That's much more desired, actually. On that ace 6 diamonds hand, obviously if like one of these tighter guys 4-bet me, I would have folded. But this guy, I've seen he's somewhat loose. Also, I've been re-raising him a lot. Ace 6 of diamonds, it's actually there needs to be that frequency of him re-raising with a bad hand. It worked out there. Maybe I shouldn't have got it in, but really, it's really close. It's not like I was totally bleeding money by shoving a6 there. So here, when this guy calls, at worst he has a low pocket pair, like nines or something. A lot of times he'll have a flush draw, he'll have an ace. I think a queen would usually raise. Maybe some guys will just flat here with a queen. I will flat a lot of times. And I have a flush draw plus a straight draw. I'm afraid I won't get much action. And plus there's some reverse implied odds. If he does have something big, he might like get a full house or something, or a better flush or something. But I'm not too scared of these tighter players bluffing me, because especially on that board, it's pretty easy to put you on what you have. I doubt a player down here is going to be floating you with total garbage. So that's a check fold for me. I don't think I can bet, because I don't think this guy's going to fold. The turn changes nothing, and I'm only going to fold out those low pocket pairs that I feel I think tight players down here, I think they'll fold those pocket pairs a lot. So that's a spot where I don't double barrel. In another spot, similar situation, I had flush draw and straight draw. I forget if I even had overcards or something. That was a somewhat different situation. First is I saw that guy raised under the gun with ace4. So right off the bat, I kind of see him as a somewhat loose player. Two is I had a really good equity. Three is because I 3-bet pre-flop, I can rep bigger hands more, so there was more fold equity. Fourth was I felt he would get it in on the flop with the draw, so it kind of seemed to me like he had maybe a pair or something that I could get him to fold, whereas a draw, I think it would be much more difficult. In fact, if he had a draw, I probably was beating it, so I would have been happy with that. So I mean, it's kind of different spots. So far, I think my reads have been pretty spot on in every single spot. Fours, a lot of times I'll 3-pop them even out of position. That's usually versus aggressive opponents. Nobody here is really aggressive at all. Calling it kind of sucks. It's like, I mean, you're just kind of set mining. Here, I don't think I'm going to fold to a c-bet, though. And especially after he checks back, I don't think he would ever check with an ace or a heart draw. I think at worst he will have a queen, so I'm going to fire 2 shells here. Unfortunately, the pot's kind of small. One thing that sucks is versus some players I cannot fire the river because they think a lot of times I have a draw here, and they know that a lot of times I'm betting a missed draw. The question is, can I get him to fold? Well, if he has a queen, you know what, I'm actually going to check. I think a queen makes up a pretty wide range, and I'm not guaranteed that he'll fold a hand like 9s or 10s or jacks. If he bets, I'd probably think of check raising. So, I mean, if I was him, I'd definitely bet that flop for value. And I might have, it might have been best to just check just give up on that hand. Here I'm just gonna check. Question is there value in betting? Yeah, there probably is, so I'm gonna bet. I can't see ace high calling. I think that's a pretty bad call by him, especially given my bet size. It could be that I'm just like way overthinking everything. I mean, ace high there, it's so easy for me to like value bet anything. I don't have to have a straight there. I don't think that was a spot where like it's either a bluff or the nuts, because the pot's so small it's easy to get value. So I mean, some blunders now. I guess I jinxed myself. So it looks like the doctor has settled down. This guy, he's pretty tight. This guy's pretty I'd say kind of like passive and tight. He did shove that flush draw, but with that queen X hand, I mean, I just feel you can play a bigger pot with that. And this person, honestly, I was like scrolling over him or over her. I don't think this person's played a single hand yet. So I mean, these guys, just because they don't play a lot of hands doesn't mean we can't 3-bet them. Generally, you just, when you like 3-bet, it's not like there's sirens going off saying you should be like re-raising. You kind of just keep doing it. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. Here, this is a freaking messed up bet size. And the question is, should I call or raise? I'm just gonna call. And this type of player is gonna be much more difficult for me to read. I'm just gonna check. I can't see this guy doing anything crazy. If we were deeper, I'd probably raise this a lot of times. It's difficult for this player to call unless he has a king or he flops something big. I think he would bet his draws. He's only, he's showed me that he's like, he calls a lot. So like, he could call there with a ton of stuff, and I'd just be in a messed up spot. Whereas if we were deeper, I can raise and put in a bet on the river. That's another reason I like playing deep stack tables. Wow. I mean, what the heck, dude? This guy flops top pair with the club draw, and he doesn't really want to like bet for value. I don't know if he was like trapping or he's afraid. I don't know what he's doing. Well, I would have gotten burned if I did anything crazy there. And I guess I should have raised pre-flop because I had the best hand. But I didn't like his re-raise pre that bet sizing. It was like really small. It like makes me think you want action. Whereas when players raise big, that usually indicates that they're just trying to get as maximum fold equity as they can. So I can't really do anything versus him again because he's at that stack size. 3-betting him becomes strictly for value. Ace-6, I will 3-bet. He shoves with 4 players behind. I mean, my call looks pretty strong. If we were a later position, I'd probably call here with ace-6, just because I said, like, when people shove like that, they don't really want action. But I mean, a lot of times they'll shove an ace-x hand, but I figure there's enough bluffs in there. And I would have been flipping with this guy, so my equity would have been fine. So, I mean, yeah, a lot of players down here, they're way too tight when a bad player shoves. You really got to be calling with a ton of hands. So, I mean, normally I'd fold this queen too, but if it comes around, I'll probably just raise. This guy's been pretty quiet. Queen 2, not exactly the hand I'd be 3-betting this nit with. And it looks like I lucked out because he called, but I would have fired multiple barrels on this one because I assume a player of his style is going to be 3-betting big aces. So if he just flats me, I'm going to fire a few here. 9 is a good river card to fire in case I hit it at a 9. I think if I would have fired 3 shells, he would have folded there. His flat with the pocket 8s, you can 3-bet pocket 8s. King Queen though, that's a hand that might call the 3-bet in position. So in that spot, given those hands, it's probably best to just flat with the 8s. So I mean, this is only the second time he's 3-bet me. That's really not crazy. People, some players, they just overreact to a few 3-bets and they become crazy. And you really shouldn't do that. I mean, the way I see it, if I'm 3-betting the guy on my right as much as the guy on the left is 3-betting me, that I'm breaking even. So, I mean, if you get angry, instead of 4-betting, just next hand 3-bet the guy on your right. This is pretty easy defense. I don't know what the correct sizing is. That's almost like a min raise, I think. I should have probably bet more. This is a drawy board, but gotta fire it because people, they 3-bet hands like what this board hits. Oh, well, one thing that sucks is I see that this guy, he's been like flatting with his draws and stuff. So I mean, definitely this could hit him, but at the same time, it becomes really hard for him to call if he doesn't have a draw. So I'm gonna bet here. And I assume he's not gonna be thinking too much. like the fact that really not too many hands can be value betting there. So now we actually upgraded from our queen deuce to queen six. I'll go ahead and raise here. And this gives me a lot of information actually. Like I can like see like what type of player a player is by how I play him from the small blind. Some guys they'll 3-bet you automatically. Other guys they'll be a little bit more passive. Here I checked, trying to like kind of induce because I can't see him calling with too much. So a lot of times you get more value just by checking, especially versus players who aren't really gonna like value bet. So I mean he calls the turn. Hands in his range are a 7x. I don't see a 7 paying me off, so I'm just gonna check call. Especially with that heart arriving on the river, he's gonna be a little bit more hesitant. So I figured a hand like pocket eights would bet after I checked the flop. I turned off the annoying ringtone thingies on stars. They're excruciating. They have like bells, like loud church bells ringing. Well, I was gonna raise that hand. I assume I would have won his stack because top pair is pretty good against Dr. Joyd. I keep on flopping pretty well too. I mean, first instinct obviously is to raise here. I will, but not by a lot, because I don't see him. Folding very often. And we pick up more outs. I'm gonna check behind. I'm not gonna try to bluff him off here, although he could have a flush draw that missed. Oh man. I mean, this isn't an awful spot to shove. I think an ace would have re-raised me on the flop. I'm actually gonna shove. That's good that he hasn't snapped me yet. When he min raises, I raise. I think a player like him is just gonna get it in with the ace. So that cuts his range down really small. Like if he hit that 9, lucky for him. But if he didn't hit that 9 and he doesn't have that ace, calling becomes very difficult for him. Well, I'm gonna wrap this video up soon. I actually wanted this video to focus more on the tighter players. In this video, these tighter players, they picked up the pots against me. I've been picking him up off this guy. Well, I mean, not really. I mean, that one player, at the beginning of the video, I mean, I freaking had him crushed. Here, I oversize it, just so that it becomes really easy to just get it in on any flop. We make it small. This way, if he limp raises, it's cheap. Here I bet probably under less, yeah, less than a half. It's just it's a really cheap way of taking pots down. For instance, I think I would have gotten called just as often if I bet like 225, so I just saved myself a little bit. It's clear give up. And I'm not going to be trying to do anything stupid. I guess I shouldn't put the check fold button. I mean, if he bets 25 cents, I definitely want to call just in case this guy folds so that I can see what hand he has. There's a lot of players who I play with who they don't do that. Like, a pot will be big even if you have the worst possible hand. For a min bet, you should probably call just for that information. So, I mean, this will be the final orbit. I'm surprised. These grinders, they're actually a bit looser than I expected. Well, I mean, not really, but... Well, I guess they're not really loose, now that I think of it. And it's interesting. This guy, he flatted with pocket eights when I raised with my queen. Yet he 3-bet me in position once, and he cold 4-bet me. So if he's not doing those plays with pocket eights, it leads me to believe that he's only doing that with huge hands and with bluffs. And maybe he's not doing it with bluffs. Hopefully this guy will call. No. Under the gun raise, generally from a tight player, I'm going to get much more value from pocket fours when I hit my set, because a tight player raising under the gun will have stronger hands than, say, if they're raising from the cutoff or the button. Here's the question is, do I flat or do I raise? I'm going to go ahead with my assumption that this person, he would have checked a lot of hands that missed. I don't know. Maybe these guys auto c-bet everything. No ace. So I mean that's pretty true. Like tight players, you definitely want to set mine against them, because let's say you're up against a loose player. Well, maybe he's gonna throw out a bluff on the flop, and then you raise, and he's gonna fold because. And I'll play one more orbit. I don't want to seem like an imbecile to this person. Generally, you don't want to be set mining versus loose players. I'm talking about good loose players who just don't spaz out. Like just active guys who hand read well. But versus tight players, generally when they get a big hand, they're going to go with it. And so when they raise, they're going to have those big hands much more often than loose players. I don't want to raise too much. I feel this guy calls a lot. half pot about. Yeah, that one thing I was afraid is just betting in general versus this player, because I know I can't really fire 3 streets against him, I don't think. And if I bet the turn and I check the river, he's like gonna shove 100%. I probably should have just checked. I definitely wouldn't ever do a conventional pot size bet. So I made a mistake there. The 3-bet pre, I don't mind that. Just 'cause like when I hit a pair or a draw, well, maybe not with a draw, but when I hit a pair, I definitely think I get excellent value from him. Now if this guy isolates, probably they're gonna call or re-raise. Now this is a different situation. In this spot, I clearly feel I have the better hand. So I can do 2 things. I can pot control by checking behind here and then calling a river bet, or I can bet again. I'm actually just gonna check. It is conceivable that he has an ace. Now I'm gonna probably raise for value. Well, not probably, I am. And I don't think he has much, so I want to kind of make a... with the check there, I was obviously going to call any river. Maybe not an ace. But when I check there, it's obviously I still have intention of showing it down. This guy, he's been kind of call-y. I'm just gonna check. I might check call. Ace is usually an excellent card to be betting versus players who are not thinking too much, but you know, kind of like just playing straightforward. Because with the ace out there, it's generally like kind of hard to be calling for you unless you have the ace. Last hand, I mean, I'd fold that, but we are making a video. And this guy was one of the more passive tight players. So definitely when he's squeezing pre or betting on the flop, I'm definitely gonna be more cautious than, you know, like a player who's more aggressive but still tight. And when he checked this turn, this guy should have bet. This guy has like ace king, ace jack, ace queen a lot of the times, pocket nines maybe. So I mean, this guy should just bet. I think if this guy had an overpair, he obviously would have bet. He might check with a 10. I think this guy's gonna check again unless he hit that queen. Well, that sucks. I hope I didn't miss. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Well, right when I pick up a good nugget of information, I have to I have to move on with my life. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I think there were some interesting spots, definitely. It wasn't a boring video. I wouldn't call it boring. And I guess the main thing is just reflecting on the video is don't always spaz out post flop. Just because you 3-bet doesn't mean you have to do crazy stuff. Just because you raise doesn't mean you have to c-bet always. And also pay close attention to who your opponents are. I mean, on paper, these guys might all have similar stats. This guy not really. But these guys, if you think a little bit more, they kind of all play differently. This person definitely on the tighter side. This guy kind of passive. Same with this guy. This guy, he was kind of a newcomer. I didn't really focus on him much. And then just focus on spots, especially in position when you're in a favorable spot. So whenever this guy was in a pot, I was more inclined to play. Whereas when these guys would 3-bet me and I'd be out of position, I'm much more hesitant to play. And like, you know, some guys on the internet, you know, they post crazy hand histories of how loose they play and stuff, but generally good players, they don't focus on that. They don't really care about running big bluffs. You just focus on hand ranges, your image, your position, and just let those things determine your action. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Happy April Fools. Happy April, happy spring. Hopefully we all make lots of money. See you guys.